This is a story about courage and a young man called Lafu. It's also about Australia's best-known military commander and a community's struggle to survive.
You saw him as an adolescent, a teenage Timorese boy, obviously very brave, and I told him we would help, but we would help as soon as we could.
Lafu and his family live in the former Portuguese enclave of Oecussi, one of the most beautiful but isolated parts of East Timor. Oecussi is an aberration of colonial history, formed when the Portuguese and Dutch carved up the island of Timor 500 years ago. Today it's surrounded on all sides by Indonesian-controlled West Timor. In 1999, after the people of East Timor voted overwhelmingly in favour of independence, pro-Indonesia militia burnt down the capital Dili and went on a killing spree across the province. Oecussi was also savagely attacked, with at least 55 people massacred in early September.
Militia hot au ume.
Haruah konto hotu Oecussi. Aihan uma siro oho animal oho ema.
This ceremony last year was held on the second anniversary of that massacre.
Mais ou menos itane ema na veke agora situação aperta, balung kanek, balung mate, balung kona kilat musang ila belekura agora halnusa itane hanuing halnusa.
An international force arrived to restore order, led by General Cosgrove. But Oecussi remained isolated and vulnerable. Unarmed and at the mercy of the militia, 6 village elders met late one night around a fire. They decided to send a messenger to General Cosgrove to plead for help.
I amehare kata kelabari kita ia potensial. Mehare labari ko anda ke potensial lah limar momento nem nia como belesai uluk Indonesia nia tempo nia experiência tuan bele lao ba Indonesia bele lao ba Kupang bele lao ba iha fating hutoti Indonesia larang nia nen arang Lafu.
Cira dia husi mau narang lui skoli. Dia obrani kala dia obrani maka obrani. Na bele brani ba bolo interfet kala. Ba lur surat for interfet dia bele brani.
It would be a dangerous journey through militia-controlled territory.
Não tenho medo, eu fico muito contente, muito feliz para mandar meu filho para dele. Sim, se eu tenho, não quero deixar meu filho, eu não deixo ele para fora para dele, senhor.
Lafu was just 15 years old, but certainly no angel.
Hanessa hauniwane. Nia sigik, ni moris maine nia nakar keras. Desde gikoan, tonia tama escola, tama ISD, mos ianawan, nia nakar, honia colegas, honia gurus, neve halo, hanes asniras ho guru, desde SD, tobato SMP, nia ho guru sira formalu ladiak, Nufini halai, ni halai sai husuma, ni hawanuingal ni bai dili.
In his runaway adventures, he'd already visited many of East Timor's provinces. He was fast, streetwise and fearless, all of the qualities needed for this impossible task. He left before dawn and, in order to avoid the militia, trekked high into the rugged hills that surround Oecussi, before heading back down towards the coast and turning east towards Dili. The message pleading for help, written by the village elders, was cunningly hidden in his thong. Once on the coast, he climbed aboard a bus that took him to Tambora, a militia and military stronghold close to the East Timor border. This would be his biggest test. He was asleep in the Tambora bus terminal when the militia arrived.
Malam apa leh? Ya? Lu dari mana? Dari Kiev, Kak. Lu dari Kiev, Kak? Dari Kiev. Jangan lu Fratelli lah.
Lafu told the militia he was the son of someone they knew from a town in West Timor. It was a convincing tale because he'd been there before after running away from home.
Lu dari mana? Dari Kiev, Kak. Kiev tinggal di siapa dong, ha?
Just being in amongst them where you would be prone to be asked questions and told what to do, and your movement would be monitored, and there would be a level of suspicion about any new face in their midst. Even that, to me, took enormous courage, especially since some of these people had shown a propensity for casual murder that I think would have been profoundly on Lafu's mind.
The militia believed Lafu's story and then took his money to buy cigarettes and liquor. After singing pro-integration songs, they fell asleep, drunk. Early next morning, Lafu crept quietly away and headed for the border. After a confrontation with Indonesian border guards, he broke away and ran across into East Timor. He cautiously approached two Australian interfet soldiers guarding the beach.
Where are you from?
I'm from Oecussi.
From Oecussi?
Yes.
Okay. Overseas.
Interfet quickly realised the significance of the message in his thong and wanted him to go to Dili.
Nebe sir dian okay. Peter Kosor dian otinggi badili. Nema dia agora o karak saya sida saya kereta ka saya helikopter. Ada umur mai saya kereta deg saya helikopter le. Anda okay saya helikopter hin 30 menit sana helikopter mai. Adan dia.
Soon after, Lafu was on his way to meet General Cosgrove.
You know, I had the message loud and clear that he was representing a community in need. I was in the headquarters working after dark, 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like that. And I was notified there was a young man down on the at the entrance to the headquarters who'd come up with some Australians from Batagade, having been escorted up, with a tale to tell. So I went downstairs, and there in amongst all these vast, tall, heavily armed Australians milling around in the front of the headquarters building was this small East Timorese boy, Lafu. And that was then the unfolding of a rather remarkable tale.
Nebe percorre agora obele fila mesak tamba amne força sidak barak. Nya de halo koi. Hawa karak fila ho interfet. Ni mas lakoi hamus lakoi de pasense tunda fale apa fale mag kulia fale de haru ka fale hawa no indi diakle.
Cosgrove knew the people of Oecussi were in grave danger, but says at that time he didn't have the military resources to quickly launch an operation.
One of the more difficult decisions I had as Interfet commander was the notion that, notwithstanding this genuine and heartfelt plea for assistance, that I had to do carefully, prepare and launch the operation properly so that it would be fully effective when it arrived.
But the general hadn't bargained for a 15-year-old boy determined to protect his community.
Ada hawa karak fila mesak. Mas dia yang catatan tinggi fau 15 pucuk senjata sne. Peter Koslov lakoi. Ni dia yang kalah hana kilat pribadi habel fo bawa mas ne kilat istadunnya. Kalau hau fo hau ni naran wastu hau wastu unhus service.
A compromise was reached, and Lafu was secretly taken by boat back to a beach in West Timor. He carried what Cosgrove calls an electronic lifeline, a satellite radio, and instructions to contact resistance fighters with news of any impending attack.
Raimara na doron tum fale sa Johnson tama fale ba rolar husi kailangan mesak dek hamesok ko radio ni dek neba hamos fear ang percaya diri habana ada in baba.
General Cosgrove knew that carrying the radio through enemy territory placed the young boy in extreme danger.
Of course we thought of that. At that stage it was not possible for us to introduce significant or meaningful forces into Oecussi to do the job properly. We would have perhaps only provoked more military operations, military-style operations by the militia inside Oecussi, and this could have rebounded very badly on the population remaining inside the enclave.
Lafu returned to Oecussi, but was soon back in the hills again with another message. The militia were planning an all-out attack.
You know, repeat again. I like interfet camp in Oecussi. Have militia in here.
Cosgrove had been preparing his Oecussi force, and after receiving the call, decided it was time to act. This is actual footage of the operation filmed by the army.
Yang larang ada helikopter, ada hangus larang ruhelane, ten ini yang kabe. Ada itanian. Nebe helikopter hayone ne ema bala kira at biba po Timor, at biba Oecussi, at biba Lafu ba.
So we actually brought forward our timetable considerably to go into Oecussi. Obviously not as early as Lafu and his the community would have wished, but much earlier than we originally thought possible.
The 15-year-old adventurer had averted a massacre, and as Australian troops fanned out across the enclave, it quickly became obvious they'd arrived in the nick of time. This man had been beaten by the militia, handcuffed, and was waiting to die.
I kept him there for 2 weeks and they beat him, and last night they were going to kill him.
So he had to sort of make his way through those people and appear in front of interfet troops who were themselves an unknown quantity to him. He had to sort of convince them that of his bona fides and trust that they would treat him in a sympathetic way. All of that took enormous gumption, and I think the kid was a rather marvellous example of the sort of stoic and brave East Timorese people.
Ele foi entregar esta carta, eu tenho muito contente, porque nós entramos na escola, compreendemos a história, porque nós amamos a nossa pátria, tem de dar o nosso corpo, a nossa coragem para ganhar a nossa pátria.
But the story of Lafu and the people of Oecussi doesn't end there. The people are grateful for the UN's help, but fearful of what might happen when the peacekeepers leave. Those who sought to destroy them almost 3 years ago remain close at hand. And what now for Lafu? He has high hopes of becoming a commando in East Timor's new army.
Maybe how karakusu la escola SMA hene SMA hotutia how kursus vale bahasa Português o língua English nian depois how tama vale ba militar itne FDTL ne.
The people of Oecussi are free thanks to a fearless boy, a tenacious Australian general and a sturdy thong, but their future remains tenuous.